Good, and we're live. Good evening, everybody. We'll start in a few minutes as usual, guys. Just get warmed up, get moved a little bit. Okay, I'll come back to you then. So, guys, as usual, if you're here, put up a message, let us know, say hello. So we've got Brian. Paul would like to make us work extra hard. Now, Paul's actually not doing the class live, I think, so Paul will be doing it the weekend. So we'll make sure to leave him a very tough class. We've got Phil there. Hi, Phil. David, Pablo, Charlie, Joe. Okay, so guys, a quick run through what we're going to do. Esme, Lena, how are you guys? We're going to change the session up a small bit this week. So our rounds later on. Last week we peaked with 10 rounds. We're going to change the rounds a small bit and make them a little bit more high intensity, but reduce the volume a little bit. So it won't be a continuous round. It'll be a little bit of high intensity, then stop, move a little bit, then go again. Moving more towards self-defense. We're going to include some more inside and outside defense as well this week, and we're mixing up the strength training. So bringing some different variations in on squats, bringing back into bat wings, the pelvic tilts, and by unpopular demand, the couch stretches back at the end. So, guys, we'll get started. We're going to start with a bit of mobility work. So we're going to start off on our stomach. So we'll start face down, take your hands to the side. We'll just start with our S's behind our back. And just try to keep your mouth closed, keep normal breathing with your nose. Don't let your elbows sink down to the ground as your hands come together. And take your hands beside your chest and push up. And shrug your shoulders and then do the opposite. Hold the shoulders down, have a big chest, lower ourselves to the ground. You come up, shoulders down, big chest, and down slowly. From here, in steps to the ground. Just rock back, keep your hands where they are, and try to sit your bum onto your heels. And come forwards, we'll go again. So you push up, rock back, and then forwards. Just a few more times. And now it goes to the ball of the feet. Keep our knees low, but take our knees off the ground. So come forward, lie all the way down, knees low. You're going to squat with your legs now. So later on, we're going to do a lot of different squats. So we'll get the squat pattern going now. And just come up into that kind of crawl position. So from there, just rocking back. Best just keep your eyes forwards here. People start to look down, they start to kind of round their back like this. So just eyes forwards, chest out. Just stay in the middle and start to circle. Good. Stay where we are. Now we're bird dog, so fingertips out and the opposite heel. Try and make the longest distance between your fingertips and your heel. Switch. And like usual, when you switch your hands and feet, no movement with your torso. So you lift, you extend, you come back in, you switch. Don't let your body move. And now two on the same side. So right hand and left leg. And one more time. Good. Now just widen our knees a little bit as a quick frog. So we're not going to be so heavy on the kicking today as we have been the last couple of weeks. We're looking more defensive techniques and trying to work the difference between turning hips over as competition fighting and self-defense fighting. Push back up. Just bring your feet in. So we're on to a couple of minutes of crawling. So we're going to start off 6 points. So 6 points is your 2 feet, your 2 knees, your 2 hands. Crawl forwards, crawl back, crawl left, crawl right. So we're going to do 5 steps. If you don't have the space, you can change to 3. It's continuous crawling. What we're looking for is a cross body pattern. So left hand works with right leg, right hand works with left leg. Okay, your torso doesn't move. So when this leg lifts, your body doesn't fold. Okay, you keep a neutral torso, you move your hands and feet. So let's go 5 steps forward, 5 steps back, 5 steps left, 5 steps right. And I'll tell you when we need to stop. And just repeat. So 5 steps forwards, 5 steps back, 5 steps left, and 5 steps right. And do a couple more times. So crawling is it's an important exercise. It's a very simple exercise, but it's a good way to work out. You don't need anything, and it can tire you out. You'll see in a minute. Now this is the easy version when we have our knees on the floor, but when we take our knees up, it'll get a bit tougher. But it's about linking up the arms and legs working together. So if you think about it, we do press ups, we do squats, we do hinges, but there's not a lot that we do that ties our arms and our legs and working together through our trunk. And if you think about it, with striking, that's what you do. You pivot your foot on the ground, you rotate your hip, you rotate your shoulder, you generate the power of your legs, and you transfer it up through your arms. And that's what you're doing crawling. It's like climbing. So when a lot of us were kids, we climbed trees. You have to step one, or grab it with one hand, lift the opposite leg, and pull yourself up with your hands and push at your legs. Nowadays, a lot of kids don't climb trees. They're not allowed to climb trees, and this is something that's lacking in their training. So to kids' classes, we make sure we include plenty of crawling. So we're going to take it up a level now. We're going to take our knees off the ground, but try to keep your knees like a centimetre off the ground, and don't let your hips turn. If you take too big a step, your hips start to turn. We want to avoid that. So Stephen sometimes does a drill of putting a pad on the back. That's what you have to imagine. So there's a pad on your back or a glass of water. When you step, it doesn't move. So 5 forward, 5 back, 5 left, 5 right. Keep your knees up. Let's go. Keep your knees low to the ground straight away into the next round. So focus on having good technique, not letting the hips turn, keeping the knees low, left hand, right leg work together, and vice versa. Hopefully you're starting to feel it a little bit now. Keeping these low. And keep normal breathing, don't hold your breath. We'll do it one more time. Good. So, like I said, it's a good little workout to do at home. You don't need any equipment. Won't tire you too much. Okay, and you can get quite tired very quickly doing that. So, a couple more quad rolling variations. Next one, we'll just go forwards and back with this one. And we're going for what we call the bear walk. So we're going to straighten your knees. Your heels don't need to touch the ground. You can keep your feet shoulder distance, but think of pushing the heels towards the ground as we walk forwards. So let's go. So
Do a bit of stretch now in the calves, a bit of stretch in the hamstring. Again. Good. Now we'll do one more, kind of the opposite version of that. In a way, so that's when our hips are high. Now we're going right down to the ground and we're doing our caterpillar. So your hands and your feet are what move you. I'll just turn this quick demo for people who aren't familiar. Chest, hips, knees on the ground. Move your hands forwards, lift, and come forward. That's how your upper body moves. Your hands move, you push up, and you go forwards. How your legs move is you start with your feet extended, insteps on the ground, you flex your ankles, put the bottom of your toes on the ground, and as you lift with your hands, you lift with your feet. So you come whole body off the ground and slowly down. So like a little semicircle. Forwards, and then the same going backwards. Let's go forwards and back a couple of times. Let's go. So we said we want a caterpillar, not a slug. Don't drag yourself along the ground. Push up. So it's really good for working the bottom part of the press up. It's also good for your ankles because you try to flex them as much as possible and try to extend them as much as possible. Now coming backwards, you need to lean on your hands a little bit more because you don't put too much weight on your toes. Let's do it one more time. Come up. So, there's just some different variations of crawling there. So, what we're going to do for our shadow fighting today, we're going to mix a little bit. So far our rounds have all been pretty much just shadow fighting. I haven't given you any specific goals before last week. It was just go and fight. Okay, so we're going to warm up a little bit some shadow fighting now. Keep a very low intensity. What I want to see is going from long distance, so thinking kicking, medium distance with straight punches, a knee is a good bridge, or like hooks, uppercuts, working the hammers, working the elbows. So close the distance, and then also look to work the opposite way. So you're tight, close strikes, working backwards, working back to kicking distance, moving scan. Okay, so one continuous sequence of striking. Okay, but just low intensity. Let's go. Good. Now, guys, the same. This time turning. So, how do we turn? We covered this last couple of weeks ago. If you want to go backwards, start with back kick at long distance. Have one eye look over your shoulder to see the target. Kick. Your second kick will probably be more like a side kick. Then the hammers and then following up. If you want to go sideways, the same. Look, a side kick, a hammer, and then follow up. If you're at a closer range, you don't need to kick. Just go with a hammer, a second hammer, and follow up going backwards. And go to the side, just a hammer or a closer range, start with an elbow. What we want to avoid is you want to attack there and you're turning and striking. It's too slow. You want to strike as we turn. Okay, let's go. Same again. Close to long, long to close, front and side. So, guys, now we're going to do, instead of one long continuous round, I want you to shorten it now into short bursts. So last week we were talking about the ways to win a fight, and we were saying that in a sports fight, you can win by decision. There's a rule set, this is how you score points. You win by getting more points than the other person or getting a higher score. In a sports fight, you can win by knockout. In self-defense, you could also kind of win by knockout if you can say that you win, but it's not our objective. Our objective is to escape. So it's much harder to go in to try beat somebody, be a better fighter than them. Knocking them out might be easier because you just need to get one good shot. Fighting to get to a stage that they don't want to attack you anymore, or they're not able to, or fighting until you can escape is much easier. So that's what we're looking to do, just fight to escape. So with our shadow fight in the last couple of weeks, you've known going in it's 10 rounds, you've been able to keep your hands up, pace yourself. Now you're not pacing yourself. It's like 4, 5, 6 seconds, strong aggressive attacks, then take a breather, then go again. Think of going forwards, sideways, go backwards. Think of going long range to short range to long range. So I'm just going to put a kettlebell here because my mats are slipping. So start passive, semi-passive, or in your fighting stance. So ready, half ready, or not ready. Let's go. Come back in, you're set, and you go again. Again, take your own combo, go whatever you want, don't copy me. Finish with scanning each time. Okay, so when it comes to fighting, we talked last week about the ways to win a fight. And we stopped at a level where we said escape. But really, there's levels that go beyond that. And the most important way to win a fight is not getting the fight in the first place. So we talk about that in class, about awareness, about avoidance. If we're in a stage that we can't avoid, we have to interact, is trying to escape the fight without getting physical. If we're in a stage that it's going to go physical, we want to be the one to give damage as needed and to escape and not take damage. So if we're backed into the corner, we've no way to escape, we have our hands up, maybe we've used some verbal warnings. If we need to attack, we attack very aggressively. We give the appropriate level of response, and as soon as a window to escape opens, we're gone. So that's what a striking there is. You're starting in different positions, hands down, hands up. You start to fight because there's no other option. And as soon as you can escape, you escape. Now we're going to look at a position where there's an attack coming at us. So we looked last week at straight punches. We're going to look at straight punches again to start off with. So, semi-passive, hands up, passive with your hands down, or you can be in your fighting stance. Okay? So you have to imagine it's a punch, a right hand punch coming straight at your chin. Okay, we're going to start off with our palm heel and send that block inwards. Now it's a defensive movement, but think of it as an attack. So not just this defensive movement inwards, punch it across. Let's go. And take the hand back. Now from your one bump, the hand comes back, stay to the side, and land your right hand. That drill. Now, you're straight back to fighting. So when you're back into a corner, there's somebody about to hit you, there wasn't a punch coming towards you yet, you could just start to strike immediately, fight your way out of there. Now there's a punch coming at your face, you have to deal with it. You deal with your hand, you deal with your body. You look to counterattack as soon as possible. And now you're back to square one. There's somebody who's trying to fight you. You're not able to escape until you start to move with your own attacks. You circle off. You send hard parts of your body towards vulnerable targets in their body, and as soon as the window to escape opens, you're gone. Let's go. Finish the scan. Good. Now we're looking at something coming to our chest, our throat, maybe our solar plexus. So when the punches come towards our face, the palm heel led. Okay, it's based on this natural reaction. Something comes to your face, you pull your hands up. When it comes lower, people have a tendency to send their hand down to deal with it. This isn't a very strong defense. Here, my palm heel is moving parallel to the ground. That's what I want to happen. So if the punch is coming to the throat, forearm moves across. Coming to the chest, forearm across. Whatever part of my arm is in line with the attack, that's what meets it. So from here, think of hitting a pad with your elbow, send the elbow across, get the body rotating, and we're here. So let's just go to hand defense for the start. Now make sure it's not just your body rotating, actively hitting that arm across. Let the body turn, but make sure we're getting something behind the arm as well. Now from here, one, moving, striking again. Just a key tip, don't leave this arm here. Sometimes people will defend and they'll start to punch and move and this arm is dead for a couple of seconds. As soon as you defend with the arm, take it back to your face and develop the strike. Let's go. So visualize a punch coming towards you. You're dealing with it very aggressively with that defense. One more time. So there I was saying the punch comes towards your face, comes towards your throat, or coming towards your chest or your stomach, your solar plexus. We think it's a punch, maybe it's a knife, maybe it's a bottle, okay? If you're going to let somebody get that close to you, you don't have much information. So if I think somebody's a problem, they're far away, I'm dealing with kicking, with running, I'm not letting them get this close. If somebody's got this close, I've been switched off, or I haven't been able to stop them. I see something coming towards my body, I make a defense, maybe it's a punch, maybe it's a bottle or a knife, because if I could see a knife, I'm trying to stop the situation much earlier. So you don't have the information. Something comes towards your body, you make this defense, and that's what a body defense is important. So even if your arm doesn't defend very well, you're not leaving your body behind this in case it is a knife. Punch won't do much damage if we take a little bit off it with this inside defense, but if it's a knife, it's going to pierce us. So we need that body defense. Last one we're going to look at here is something coming low. So something coming at our face, we're sending the hand in to our body, we're going here. Now coming low, this is our natural reaction. Like the kick in the groin we talked about a couple of weeks ago. We shift our hips back, we send our hands out. That's how you flinch when there's something coming low. So going down here, trying to make an inside defense doesn't make sense. This is the way we react. So we're going to turn it into a scoop, and we're going to move off the line. And I want you to practice both sides, okay? So here, scoop first. As you scoop, arch your body back. Now this time, bring in the punch as well. Opposite side. Okay, from here looking to follow up. Whatever hand scoops, you're moving the opposite direction. So if I'm scooping my left hand, think it's a right-handed attacker, I'm punching, I'm looking to move off here. Because like we said a second ago, maybe it's a punch, maybe it's a knife. What we don't want to do is scoop the knife and move closer. We're putting ourselves on the line of the knife. What we're looking to do is defend, get rid of that knife attack, move here, the attacker's as close towards us, we can kick or we can run. Realistically, maybe we've already been stabbed. Maybe the knife has hit us, We feel a second attack coming, and that's what we're defending. Okay, so I want to look to move away. Let's go. Come back in, reset. We go the opposite side. One more time. Good. Okay, so this was inside defense. This was inside defense. What we've just done there is outside defense, moving away from the center line. Okay, so let's continue with outside defense. There was an attack coming low. We reacted like this. If the attack was coming upwards, punch, an uppercut, or a knife attack, this is how we're reacting. So it's the same natural reaction, hips going back, hands coming out. We're turning to a block here. So hands up. If it was coming high to the side, we're here. Shifting our body weight behind it. And striking. Think of sending your two shoulders towards the attack. So not standing here, shifting. If the attack was coming straight down like a hammer punch or a knife attack coming down, you're sending that 360 block upwards. Leave it there. So strike, then leave the block there. Let's switch sides. So now the attack is coming here. Again, stretch your fingers out, use the bony part of the arm, not just standing and blocking. Shifting your body, sending the two shoulders towards the attack. Now the attack is coming from the side. Again, you're close range. You don't know what it is. Is it a bottle? Is it a stone? Is it a knife? Is it a punch? You see this. They're this close to you. Send your hand out to block. Ready? Now the upward attack, again, not just sending the arm here, hinging your, sending the body forwards, keeping this angle on the elbow, defending with the hard part of the arm. Okay, so we've covered the full 360 very quickly, a minute, with the defense and the finishing mode. So you're going to block, you're going to look to move, you're going to look to fight. You're going to block, you're going to maybe close the distance and fight in, or you're going to block, you're going to move and fight out. Very, very aggressive, very fast counterattacks, and take a little breather in between. So it's not like rounds where you're continuously working aerobically. Now it's push up, switch off, and go again. Let's go. More. Good. Okay, so guys, we'll come back to that a little bit later when we come to our rounds. We're going to add in leg defenses, which we've done a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to look at covering very quickly as well. But the idea is defending striking. Maybe there's some verbal going on. Maybe we're being threatened. We take our hands up. If the punch is coming straight in, hand goes in. Going anyway lower, the forearm defense goes lower than that, it's a scoop. If it comes from downwards, hand goes up, to the side, or down. And that's pretty much it for defending striking. Doesn't matter if you're standing, doesn't matter if you're on the ground, somebody's mounted on top of you striking, or it doesn't matter if somebody's stabbing you. It's pretty much the same idea. And that's very, very important, because when it comes to a knife, if you see a knife at the other end of the street, you're running, you're getting out of there. So if you're having to use a knife to defend, or your arm to defend against a knife attack, you're taking that you didn't have the information. That you let the person get closer, you didn't see them coming, and all of a sudden there's an attack coming towards you, and you don't know if it's a punch or it's a knife, so you treat them both the same. Okay, let's take a quick sip of water, we'll come back in for a round. Okay, and we're back. So we're going to go through strength work now. The last couple of weeks we built up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 on our press ups, our squats, and our burpees. So we're going to drop burpees today. I know Paul will be very disappointed when he's watching this at the weekend. But what we're going to do, guys, is some different variations of squats. So people train our strength class know we say we have push exercises, pull exercises, hinge exercises, squat exercises, carries, and then everything else. Everything else is your rolling, your crawling, your Turkish get-ups. Okay, so the squats we're going to do today are just some different variations. They're all squat movements. Okay, but just to freshen up a little bit, we'll give you some different options. So we'll start with those squats. So first, we'll start off, toes more or less forwards. Let's go for 10 regular squats. Kick your way back to your heels. Let's go. Good. Now we're going to drop down. You're going to do 8 to 10 press ups. So we were doing 20 press ups a couple of weeks ago, so 10 should be no problem. Again, don't go on your knees. If you find it tough, do half press ups or go on an incline. Let's go. Okay, we'll stay where we are. We're going to do something different. It's called a mountain climber. So, if you have something that you can elevate your upper body, you can do it. Okay, or we can go just off the floor. Okay, we can go here, or we can go off the floor. And what you're going to do is tense your abs, tense your stomach. So see the way the body position kind of changes. Keep that then. Keep one leg locked, and take your knee to your chest. 1, 2, and we're doing 16. Change legs each time. Good. So with that, tense your stomach, bring your knee up, change legs each time. It's 16 in total. Really feel it on the abs. So we'll go back to our pelvic tilts. This is something we haven't done for a couple of weeks. So palms face up, head on the ground. You lift your hips at the top, squeeze your glutes as tight as possible, and lower down. We'll just go for 10 because we're going to do 4 sets. Good. We'll come up, we'll go to the wall, we'll go for our back wings. So for people who mightn't be familiar, this is a few weeks since we've done them. What you're doing is kicking your heels out from the wall a little bit, shrug your shoulders, then do the opposite, put the shoulders on the ground, or the elbows on the wall. So here I'm broken at the hips, that's where my body's bended. So what you want to do is push away from the wall and make a straight line from your shoulder to your ankles. We're in a hold for 10 seconds. Try to get your thumbs into your armpit, so get your body out quite far off the wall. Let's go. So feel like your upper back. So really drive your body so far that your thumbs are around the level of your armpits. Keep your hip forward, don't let them sink. Good, and we'll pause for 10 seconds. So we'll come back in for another type of squat. Okay, so we're working sort of towards single leg squats. So we're going to look at some lunges. So just stepping forward, body quite tall, step back. So don't lean and switch legs. We'll go for 16. Body tall. Good. Then we're back in for 10 presses again. Again, 8 to 10 presses. Let's go. Okay, we'll go for a second set of mountain climbers. So again, brace your abs. So you tense your abs, shortens the front of your body a little bit. Knees to chest, change legs each time. Let's go for 16. Good. And we're flipping over, going back to the pelvic tilt. So keep your feet quite close. Well, as close as is comfortable. Squeeze your glutes to the top. Let's go for 10. Good. And we're back up for our balance. Again, shoulders down, elbows to the wall, feet out quite far, push yourself off the wall. Let's go. Just feel it in the muscles between the shoulder blades. Really drive yourself off the wall. Good. 12 seconds. So we're going to go for another variation of our squats. We're kind of working towards single-leg squats now. Some people who do strength class will know our pistols and our shrimp squats and different ways of doing single-leg squats. These are kind of on the ramp, but they're not quite as extreme. So widen your feet now. You're going to squat to one side. So keep this leg straight. You're doing almost like a side lunge. We'll go for 8. Over 10. Why not? 1. Your body tall. Good. The same going the opposite way. So 10. Don't let your body fold. Keep your body upright. So again, a little bit more of a load on this leg than you would if you'd done like a double leg squat. Less weight on this leg. So you're getting maybe 60%, 70% of the weight onto one leg, rather than 50% when you're doing a regular squat. That's probably 10. I was talking, I wasn't counting. So we'll go back to our press-ups. That's 10 good. And guys, our next set of mountain climbers. So hands on the ground, chest out, pull the shoulders down. Brace your abs, knees for chest, 16. And the good news is we just have one more set of those to do. So go for a back, hands up, feet close, lift your hips, squeeze your glutes at the top. 10. That's 10. So we're up for balance. Shoulders down, feet out. Go. So then try to push your body far off the wall, try to get that little bit extra distance. So difference between your thumbs being in front of your chest and then your armpits makes a massive difference. Good. Good. And our next variation squat. So you took your foot to the side the last time. What you're going to do now is you're going to take one leg behind. Okay? So now this leg is harder to use. You can't lean so much weight. Nearly everything is being done by this one. So the leg that's going behind is just giving some support, keeping balance. This is the leg you want to give most work to. You're in the squat. It doesn't need to be a deep squat. You're going to come back up. And the more advanced people, as you come back up, you can start to even take this leg off the ground if you want. Let's go for 10. Try to keep your body forward as much as possible. So if you turn it, it becomes like a lunge. Good. The switch legs. So again, chest forward, face forward. Take the non-working leg behind. Again, I can turn here and just becomes pretty much a lunge. So try to keep your body forwards. Hands up, let's go for 10. And focus on working with this leg here. It's doing all the work. Good. Press ups. Our last 10 press ups for the night. Mountain climbers, that's what's next. 16. Brace the abs. Let's go. Good. Pelvic tilts. Hamstrings up, feet close. Let's go. 10. Good. We come up and our last set of strength work, which is our balance. Shoulders down, feet out. Let's go. Good and relax. So guys, quick sip of water and we'll come back in, we'll go with our rounds. Good. So we're back. I just need to get the timer going. So, guys, last 12 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever it was, our rounds now have been almost sport fighting. They're fitness focused. It's 40 seconds or 30 seconds. Keep yourself protected all the time. Put your combos together. Move, little bursts, move again. Now it's going to be kind of all or nothing. Okay? So it's self-defense style. If you're going into a boxing match and you're trying to win by decision, you don't gas yourself out in the first 30 seconds. You look to vary your intensity depending on when you want to attack, when you want to defend, when you want to cover and move. If we're attacked outside, we're not going for 12 rounds. We're going for 10 seconds or less. As aggressive, as fast as we need to go to create a window to escape. So that's what we're going to do now over and over again. 45-second rounds. The first 2 rounds, you're going to start off with and inside defense. So you're going to start semi-passive, passive, or in your fighting stance. You're going to make an inside defense, you're going to move, you're going to fight. 5 seconds of fighting or so, you're back in. A different inside defense, move and strike. 5, 6 seconds, strike and come back in. Okay? People who are advanced, you can do the inside defense here, you can do the live side version. With some people training, they don't even train Krav. Okay? So do what you learned earlier, make an inside defense and attack. The big thing we want to think is, it's not defend and attack. This is an attack. There's a punch coming towards you, you punch the punch and you fight. Okay? So it's 45-second round, you're attacking, stop, then go again. So you might get 4 or 5 different attacks in the 45 seconds. We want full tempo. It starts in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Little breathers in between. Good breather, second one the same. So probably to start off, too many reps there are too frequent, very aggressive. Take a little breather in between, then go again. So we want to keep the attacking level up here, make the breaks longer. If you try to do too many in a row, your aggression level, your speed will drop off. Second round is the same. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good, we take a breather. Next 2 rounds are outside of that. So you're going to start with a 360, low, the side, up high, then a hook for the people who know what I'm talking about. Scooping the fences like earlier. You're going to attack in and take control, or you can fight out. Five seconds. Take breathers in between. Seconds, and the same round again next time. So the big thing is that you are keeping the intensity high. If you need longer breaks, take them within reason, but don't think this is something you want to run yourself into the ground. Quality over quantity here. 5 seconds. Next round, we're going to switch to leg defenses. So a couple of weeks ago, we looked at defending front kicks, defending roundhouse kicks. Your kick was going towards your groin. You can make it inside the fence with your leg and fight off, or you can make the stop kick with your front leg or your back leg. If the kick goes around this kick coming low, you make a check in the fence, pull the toes up, then the outside of the leg here, and then fight, or the same with the far side. Think of that as your first strike. Leg defenses, let's go. Take a little breather in between. Good breather. Last round is the same. Make your leg defense straight into fighting. 5-6 seconds of fighting, strong, aggressive, using all your limbs from different directions, straight attacks to the head, to the body, inward from both sides, upwards, downwards, 2 hands, 2 elbows, 2 knees, 2 feet. Very aggressive, very fast. The window of escape presents itself and you're gone. 5 seconds, last round. Good, Anton. So, guys, kind of taking a step backward around. It's a little bit of a different challenge this week than it has been the last couple of weeks. It's with spiking the intensity, taking a breather, coming back in, over and over again like this, okay? Obviously, a real fight, a street fight, well, a street situation, we're defending yourself. It's over maybe after that 10 seconds and we're gone, we're running. Okay, that's what we want, we're getting out of there. If a chance presents itself to escape and we don't take it, we're not doing self-defense anymore. So the only reason we go physical is to create an opportunity to get out. Okay, because to finish, we're going to go to the wall, we're going to go our couch stretch. So I just need to grab something on my knee. Okay, so I think most people will be familiar with this by now. We haven't blacked it out. So start with your soles of your feet on the skirting board on the wall. You're in a crawl position. Step your knee in. Knee right into the skirting board, the instep on the wall. Take the other foot up. So what we're looking to do here is bring that hip forwards towards the ground. And to help with that, squeeze the glute on the working side. Just sit there. And it should be like an 8 out of 10 in the discomfort scale. So it should be, we don't say pain because pain is a different thing. Pain is a problem. It shouldn't be nice. It should be kind of sore. So if this is comfortable, really look, yes, there. Push the hip out, squeeze the glute. When you squeeze the glute, it forces the opposite side of the hip flexor muscles into relaxation, and you can stretch that a little bit more. And again, stay there, kind of pulse slightly in and out, push the hip forwards, squeeze the glute, get your chest up. And again, after a couple of like 10, 20 seconds, that gets easier, it gets more relaxed. And again, you need to push the hip out. So don't stay where it's like 5 out of 10. And don't trick yourself either. Oh yeah, that's 8 out of 10. No, it's not. Squeeze the glute, get that hip forward. I always remember with like using a scale like 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. One of the strength classes years and years ago, one of the young guys, and he got a kettlebell over his head, really pushed that rep out. We said, how hard is that? It's like a 12 kilo or something. 1 out of 10. It's like 1 out of 10.
So you can lift 120 kilos. So like having a good scale in your head, how tough it is, so push the hip out again, is important. And the same when it comes to kettlebells, when people are doing the workouts at home. And that's a good way to grade yourself. How hard is it? So it's not just that you got 10 reps. 10 reps that you grind out and you need to lie down after it is a completely different level to 10 reps you can do when you wake up first thing in the morning. Squeeze your glute. Push that hip out. I'm just talking out to distract you. I'm distracting myself. And if you can now, guys, come tall. Come tall. Again, squeeze the glutes. It's not just about taking the hand off the ground. What we're looking to do is push that hip out. Squeeze the glute. If you need to stay in the previous position, stay down here, that's fine. Okay? Again, we're looking for quality. It's not just about taking your hand off the ground. Nobody cares. It's about getting a good stretch. I can't even see it now, so I don't even know you're doing this. Squeeze the glute, push the hip out. Gently come out of this position and we'll switch. So start in the crawl. Step the opposite foot in towards the ground, in towards the skirting board. Step the foot up. Again, look to push that hip out. Squeeze your glute. You can rock and pulse, as we say, in and out of that stretch. So don't just hold static position, just gently bounce slightly. It's not like a ballistic movement. So guys, our training over the next couple of weeks with the defensive movements, we're bringing that inside-outside defense in. Obviously, without a training partner, it's very hard to defend. You can't learn to defend yourself without having a training partner. But when it comes to having a training partner, you're not 100% working realistic, obviously, because you're working in training in a safe environment. So when you're drilling all these techniques, really focus on aggression, focus on the mental part of the training, even more so than you normally do in your normal training. Okay, so you have to really work the visualization. There's a strike coming towards you. How do you do? Push out, push the hip out. Work the visualization, work the aggression. We always say the aggression is like a switch. You need that aggression, but you need to have very good control over it. You relax until you need to be assertive, get the aggression behind you until you need to fight. So come nice and tall now if you can. So we'll keep the training quite general. We won't be going into a lot of technical stuff because, again, it's hard to do that when you don't have a partner with you, but we're looking at actually the most important stuff. Something's coming towards your face, the side of your head, your stomach. It's an arm. How do you defend it in the most general sense? Okay, because like we said earlier, you see something come towards you, you don't know if it's a punch or a knife. Okay, because you could see if it was a knife, you wouldn't let them that close to you. Maybe you see a knife at the last second and you defend it, or maybe you just feel 3 sharp punches in the stomach and later you feel that you've been cut. Okay, so we treat defending punches and defending knives almost the same. And gently come out of that position. I'll walk back over you guys. So thank you guys. Still working on our plan for coming back. Hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to let you know what the story is. We might start back even some like informal sessions before the club properly starts back. Just get the group together in small groups and do some outdoor training. Just so we get to see each other and train together a little bit at distance. But as I said, until we get going proper, we'll keep this Wednesday class going. Okay, because I think it's going quite well. So guys, thank you. We'll see you next week. Okay, if there's any requests, anything you'd like to work on and train over the next few weeks, let me know. Okay, and we'll try and include it. Thank you.